Hi, I'm James Stokes from Stokes Lawyers. I'd like to talk to you for a few minutes about what you can expect at your initial estate planning meeting with your lawyer. A lot of people can be daunted sitting down with a lawyer, often for the first time, to talk about matters like their death, their property, their family and those sorts of things. We would encourage you to feel comfortable with us and bring any questions at all that you might have to the meeting. There's no silly questions. The only silly question is a question which is unasked. We'll certainly have a lot of questions for you as we try and determine what your situation and wishes are. First thing I want to say to you as well, please be aware there will be no charge for your initial meeting with us. During the course of the meeting, as we get a bit of a feel for your circumstances and wishes, and we will make a number of recommendations to you. And in the course of the meeting, we'll be able to provide pricing to implement each of those recommendations. There are fixed fees in each instance, and there's no fee if you choose not to proceed with any of the solutions offered. In some situations, clients have come to us and they've not needed new wills or other documents, and that's completely fine. That's a good outcome for everybody. A couple of things that you might like to think about or place you in good stead before you come to our meeting is who you'd like to appoint as your executors and your guardians. Now, we can talk more about these appointments and roles at our meeting, but people often say to us that they would have liked to have thought about it before they arrive. So if we go through those very quickly, an executor is the person named in the will and given the responsibility of carrying out your personal affairs after you pass. They're actually responsible for distributing the estate in accordance with the will, or your assets in accordance with your directions in the will. They are legally bound to do that. Having said that, there are some flexibilities and decisions which they will make off their own bat. So it's a good idea to have somebody that you trust, perhaps who would make similar decisions to yourself. There's a variety of people you could appoint. You could appoint a public trustee, a private trustee company. You could appoint a lawyer or an accountant. All those options charge fees, whether they're commission-based or professional fees. The option that we normally recommend is you choose a close friend or family member. Often if you're married, an appropriate person or otherwise partnered, an appropriate person would be your spouse. And then what we do is we appoint contingencies for if that first choice is not available. We might appoint groups of people or multiple people to act, and cascading appointments depending on who's available to act at the time. The role of executor, as I said before, is to carry out the directions in your will. There's also some personal elements to it too. Things like they're the person responsible for the disposal of your body and the organising of your funeral arrangements. At law, they're the person who has those responsibilities. Another important appointment, if you have children under the age of 18 or could have children under the age of 18 when you pass, is that of the guardian. The guardian is the person the children will live with and will have day-to-day responsibility of your children if you leave them orphaned. This is obviously very important. It's helpful to know that the guardians and executors can be the same person, but they don't have to be. And look, there's some good reasoning both ways, which we can talk about at the meeting if you like. The appointment of the guardianship does have to be approved by the court, but the court will generally go with your choice of appointment. A couple of things that might be useful for you to bear in mind and you can do in preparation for your meeting is to prepare a short summary of your assets and liabilities, properties that you own, investments you may have, any mortgages or borrowings that are attached to those assets. We don't need it in exact dollars and cents, but a rough idea will help us determine what we can do to assist you most effectively. If you have a financial advisor or accountant, they may be able to help you put that information together. Just where we're on financial advisors and accountants, if you're referred to us by a financial advisor, I just want to make very clear that we do so, receive those referrals on the basis that we're well placed to assist you. We may also send referrals to that advisor, again, always on the same basis. There's no commercial exchange of commissions or anything like that if that's how you've found your way to us. Lastly, again, I just encourage you to bring any questions that you have. The meeting normally goes 45 minutes to an hour and a half. Please feel free to take as much time as possible. The decisions you make aren't set in stone. You'll have an opportunity to review the drafts if you proceed and make further changes that you might want to make along the way. Thank you for listening to us today. If you have any other questions before you meet with us, please feel free to give us a call or drop us an email. We look forward to meeting you. Thanks.